All right, let's dive into one of the most powerful, yet honestly, most misunderstood hormones in your entire body. It's this silent director of your metabolism, and I promise you, getting to know it can change everything. We are talking about insulin. Just let that sink in for a second. What if a single biological signal is calling the shots on whether you feel energetic or totally drained after a meal? On whether your body is in fat burning mode or fat storage mode? Well, that's not some hypothetical question. That is literally insulin's job description. So, to really get a grip on what insulin does, we're going to use one single idea, one metaphor for this whole explainer. I want you to think of insulin as a key. Okay, so here's the most important thing to get right off the bat. Insulin is not the bad guy. It is absolutely essential. When you eat, especially carbs, your pancreas releases these little keys. Their whole job is to travel through your bloodstream, find your cells, your muscles, your liver, and unlock the door so they can let sugar in for energy. It's a beautiful, simple, and incredibly effective system. Here's what that looks like in a perfect world. You eat a meal, your blood sugar goes up, right? So the pancreas sends out the insulin keys. Those keys open the cell doors, sugar rushes inside to be used as fuel, and your blood sugar comes right back down to a nice stable level. Everything is in perfect harmony. Now, insulin is more than just a key. It's also kind of like a master switch for your body's energy. When insulin levels are high, say right after you eat, it's sending a loud and clear signal. Hey, we've got plenty of energy coming in, let's store some for later. But then when insulin levels are low, like between meals, that switch flips. The signal changes to, okay, time to tap into our savings, let's burn some of that stored fat for fuel. This isn't good or bad, it's just how we're built. But what happens when the key is fine, but the lock on the cell door gets kind of rusty? Maybe it gets jammed and it's hard to turn. Well, that is the perfect way to understand our next topic, insulin resistance. So on one side, you've got a healthy system. We call this insulin sensitivity. Your cells are great listeners. A little whisper of insulin and they get the message. But on the other side, you've got insulin resistance. Your cells are starting to ignore the signal. So what does your body do? Well, it doesn't give up. The pancreas just starts to shout. It pumps out more and more and more insulin to force the message through. So how do those locks get rusty in the first place? Well, it often kicks off a really frustrating, vicious cycle. And it can start with an increase in fat tissue, especially the stuff around our midsection. Now, you have to understand, this isn't just some inactive blob of storage. This tissue is actually hormonally active. And because it's so active, this fat tissue starts sending out all these low-grade inflammatory signals throughout your body. You can think of it like it's creating this constant static or background noise in your system. And all that inflammatory static makes it even harder for your cells to hear insulin's message. The locks on the doors get even rustier. The resistance gets worse. And here's where the cycle slams shut. The pancreas has to shout even louder now, right? Pumping out even more insulin. And what did we say high insulin signals? Store energy. So, the very hormone that's trying to fix the problem actually ends up making fat storage even easier, which can lead to more of that active fat tissue, and the cycle just keeps spinning. And this whole cycle can be running in the background for years, totally silent. And while it's going on, people feel these things and just think, oh, I guess this is just part of getting older. You know, that constant hunger, the crazy cravings for carbs, that 3 p.m. energy crash after lunch, the feeling that you can't lose weight no matter what you do. These aren't character flaws. They are biological signals that your metabolism is struggling. But here is the good news. You are not powerless here. You can absolutely intervene. So let's talk about a practical approach. Forget about a bunch of strict, miserable rules. Let's think of this as a toolkit. Your job is to find the right tools that work for your unique biology. So, tool number 1 in the kit, a low-carbohydrate approach. The logic here is super straightforward. If carbs are the main thing that tells your pancreas to release insulin, then eating fewer carbs simply lowers the demand. You're giving your pancreas a break. You're letting the whole system quiet down. But, and this is a big but, it's not a magic bullet for everyone. For someone who's really insulin resistant, yeah, this can be a total game changer. It can crush hunger signals and fix blood sugar. But if it's done poorly, or if it's just way too restrictive for your life, it can totally backfire. The real goal is always finding something packed with nutrients that you can actually stick with long term. Okay, our next tool is fasting. By simply creating a window of time where you're not eating, you're not asking your pancreas to send out any insulin keys. This gives your cell receptors, those locks on the doors, a much-needed vacation. It's like you're letting them reset and repair themselves, which can make them way more sensitive to insulin when you do eat again. All right, now for what might just be the most powerful tool in the entire kit: exercise. Seriously, it is so effective at managing blood sugar that some people call it the most underrated insulin drug out there. And there's a really cool biological reason why.
This is pretty incredible. When your muscles contract during exercise, they can literally pull sugar out of your bloodstream without needing an insulin key at all. It's like they have a secret back door that only opens when you're moving. And strength training is an absolute superstar here, because building more muscle gives you a bigger sink, a bigger storage tank to soak up that glucose. This can improve your insulin sensitivity even if you don't lose a single pound.
Now, for decades, that was pretty much the entire toolkit: diet, fasting, exercise. But very recently, a whole new set of tools has shown up and is completely changing the conversation. So let's take a look at how modern medications fit into all this. Medications like Wegovy and Mounjaro are so effective because they work on multiple fronts at once. They go to your brain to help reduce appetite, they slow down how fast your stomach empties so you feel fuller longer, and, this is key, they directly help your body become more sensitive to its own insulin. They basically help reset all that broken hunger signaling we talked about. So I think it's really important to understand what it feels like for someone on these medications. For people who have been fighting this intense hormone-driven hunger their whole lives, this isn't about taking a shortcut. It's about finally treating a physiological condition. It's about experiencing what normal fullness feels like, maybe for the very first time. And that really brings us to what I think is the most important takeaway from this entire conversation. It's about a fundamental shift in how we see things. It's about moving away from a mindset of blame and toward an understanding of biology. You see, the real goal was never just about hitting a certain number on the scale. The real goal is to get those rusty locks working again, to restore insulin sensitivity, to achieve metabolic flexibility, where your body can easily switch between burning carbs and burning fat. The goal is sustainable long-term health. The diet, the exercise, the medication, they're all just tools to help you get there. So I'm going to leave you with this one last thought. For so long, we've all been told that struggles with weight and hunger are just a failure of willpower. But what if they're not? What if they are simply symptoms of a complex biological system, a system of keys and locks that nobody ever gave you the owner's manual for? Understanding this doesn't just give you knowledge, it gives you back your power. Thanks for watching.